Go live there too.
Oh, yep.
Yo, we're live on YouTube and Facebook.
Yo.
We're now live on Instagram. We're actually early today. We're like 2 minutes early. Kind of crazy. So I'm just gonna sit and drink my Zevia and let some people jump on, you know. All right. I guess I'll wait a little bit longer. We got a little fire going and trying to stay warm because it's nice and cold out there. bscott.hunts join. What's up, man? What is up, man? All right.
Snowed here today.
Sleeted
here today.
Sleeted is a funny word.
Sleep.
Anyways, we are going to be talking about the baby, Rigel. What?
Our child.
Yeah, our child.
The baby.
People have been just asking, like when we do the live at 5, a lot of times people just start asking questions about the baby. So we figured we'd make a dedicated live at 5 about the baby. So this is mostly going to be Crystal's talk here. No, it's not going to be most Crystal's talk, but it's going to be a lot of Crystal's talk.
If you guys have questions on like our experience, pregnancy, what we expect to do with birth, after
home birth, doulas, midwives, not going through the conventional hospital setting for a birth in which they do a lot of things that we don't necessarily want them to do. Any of those questions are open game.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know how the baby came to be, we can tell you. Maybe not that details. Maybe not that details. But throw us some questions, y'all. Do we want to like kind of start talking? We are going to do a home birth.
Yep. So
tentatively, that's the plan.
We are 30 weeks today.
30 weeks today.
And we will be doing a home birth. We'll be doing a water birth. Hopefully, if I like it. I've heard that other moms have like wanted a water birth, but as soon as they start going for a water birth, they end up just like really not liking the water. So we're going to have the tub available if I decide to do that. But what else are we gonna do? We're having our midwife. Our midwife has a second midwife that will be joining her. We've already met her and really like her.
We had a meeting today with our postpartum doula, and she seems pretty nice.
We won't have a doula at our birth, just because I'm so close with my midwife. I don't feel it necessary to have a doula, but we did meet with a postpartum doula, which I think is going to be super helpful for us in our situation, because we're so busy. Robert will be busy. It'll be nice to just have an extra set of hands that that can just help out with even like breastfeeding. And if he has any issues, then we can, she'll be able to help us walk through those things. I love the butter maple pecan keto brick. I can't wait to try the new flavor. Have you have released? I love that you are still training during your pregnancy. Are there any changes you'll have to make along the way? I guess it's probably.
We were just talking about how she's been consistent with her training throughout the entire pregnancy.
Well, we're at 30 weeks so far, so there's only 10 weeks left to go, and everything's really remained the same. We're actually, Chip and I are about to film a video on any of the modifications that I've made to my workouts, which I think will be a really good and well-received video. There's not a ton that I've modified, just certain movements, and then also like maybe I do go a little bit lighter just naturally. I just won't pull as much weight, or I can just feel that I'm a little bit tighter in some areas. So I'm really good at reading my body and knowing like how far is too far. But as far as like the routine of my workouts, it's really stayed pretty much the same, honestly.
Kevin says keto 3 years, been carnivore last couple months, and I don't have energy for workouts. What am I missing or can help? All right, so a lot of people that when they go carnivore, I don't know if you're tracking your macros right now, but a lot of people go carnivore and they wind up having much higher protein than fat, because if all you're eating is meat, then it's much easier to get a lot more protein in and a little bit more challenging to get a lot more fat in. and fat is your energy. So if you're not having energy in your workouts, I'd make sure your electrolytes are dialed in, make sure you're hydrated, and I'd make sure you're getting enough dietary fat. Matt says, are you planning on freezing or storing your son's umbilical cord and blood stem cells?
We intend to let him have all of his own blood. So we will do delayed cord clamping, all of that. So anything that is left, it will not be pulsing. It'll be completely white and drained into him for him to use as soon as he's born. But we're not going to save it. Other than that, we won't be doing anything. I know I'm skipping ahead, but I'm so curious about your choice for homeschool.
For homeschool.
For homeschool, and how you will go about it when you're finished sharing all the great stuff. Oh, thanks. Yeah, so we do want to do homeschooling. We aren't sure for how long. We don't know like if the kids will like it. We also want them to have the choice to like make decisions for themselves. Like if they want to go to public school or if they want to go to a private school, being able to offer those. But I would like to keep them home as long as they want to be home. I have looked into a couple different curriculums, but it is a bit a ways away. That I think that there's probably even some more things that will come out in the next several years, or just more information on different homeschool curriculum that has been around for a little while, but it'll either get better or worse in the next several years. Robert also just had a really awesome guy. What was his name? I can't remember.
Matt Bedreau.
Who has some really awesome ideas on schooling. And so there's just a lot of different avenues that we could go down. But we definitely do want to homeschool as long as the kids like it.
Yes. We're doing a lot of experiences too. Like we're going to take them traveling. We're going to take them to experience life. Like there's a lot of, I mean, I was in a public school, and it was a good public school, but there's a lot of things that I'm not overly impressed with a lot of the recent school like curriculum. So not necessarily straying away from that completely, but doing a lot of things differently and really focusing on the experiences that life has to offer is going to be a focus for sure.
Mm-hmm. You have everything ready to go. You guys are amazing. Well, thanks.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Robert. It's T-Mac.
Yeah.
This masonry job is killing me. How do people bodybuild and recover with real jobs? LOL.
It's tough, man. Like when I was, I've had a few really physical jobs in my life. Like I was doing landscaping for several years, and I was bodybuilding throughout that. Then I was working for the railroad, and at that point in the railroad, I was doing a whole bunch of groundwork, and that was pretty physically demanding. Masonry is pretty freaking awesome from a physical demanding standpoint, but you just got to do it, man. Like there's honestly no way to work around it. You can't skip your gym training because what you're doing with the masonry work is not going to be the same type of stimulus that you're going to get with the gym training. You're going to be burning a bunch of calories, but it's not going to be like the same type of thing. So you honestly have to just do it all.
This is the part where the mindset comes in hardcore.
Yeah, totally.
And props to you for doing it. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And it's already hard in the first place, but having a physically demanding job on top of it that's awesome. Have you got the nursery set up? Yes, we sure do. He'll be sleeping with us for a little while. We have like a little bassinet that will go in our bed. But we do have the nursery set up for whenever he is ready to transition into his own room. But also it's just nice to have a room with all of his own stuff in it. But yeah, it's pretty much all set to go. I mean, there's definitely some things that we still need to buy, but it's pretty much set up. Are you managing some sort of pregnancy macros to see what your healthy weight gain should be to support child development? I guess I'm not understanding the question.
Yeah, like we have What's that app that you're using? It's just the
just to, like, how I'm managing my weight.
yeah. Just pull up that graph real quick. Show them the graph.
So
So we have one of those smart scales. It's a Withing smart scale. It syncs with the HealthMate app. She's also tracking her macros every day, and is consistently over 2,800 calories. But
yeah, so this is
is it gonna focus?
Nope, sure isn't.
Yeah, it is. If you just
on that one
on the Instagram, you can kind of see on the computer. Trend. You're out of luck. On YouTube and Facebook, you can't see
it. Anyways, there's this blue section of like what's like the highest and lowest that you really should be at in your weight gained, and it goes up, of course, because you're gaining weight. And then yours is in the red, and it'll go up and down as you weigh in and things. Sorry. But right now I'm a little bit higher than the weight that is recommended for me by like 2 pounds, and I'm really not worried about it at all. But I am counting my macros pretty regularly, making sure to get plenty of protein, plenty of fat, keeping my carbs to a minimum. But yeah, I am happily tracking macros and eating plenty of healthy foods.
Staying keto the whole time. She hadn't had any kind of crazy deviations.
Yeah, and that's something that's super important for us. Like, we just found that was a really important thing. Pre-pregnancy, we knew that that's what we wanted to do. Like, we wanted to pay a lot of attention to that in the years prior to getting pregnant, as well as the full pregnancy and breastfeeding and things like that. So that's been a huge thing for me. I was in a surplus for about a year before we decided to get pregnant. And I've been at a surplus since then. I've been eating lots of food, plenty of calories, to the point where it's like I really don't need that much food, but feeling really good about it.
2 crazy ketos. You look amazing, Crystal. Grab
Thank
that
you.
shirt.
Oh.
We gotta show you this shirt that
we just
2
got
crazy
it
ketos got us. Check this out.
So stinking cute.
Yeah.
We just got it in the mail, and thank you guys so stinking much.
I love it.
It's so cute. Did you say what it said?
Yeah.
Is it backwards in there?
Daddy's future lifting partner.
So cute.
Cool. All right. What else we got? Any more questions, y'all?
Full send.
It just pulled. I just pared down the volume today. What does that mean?
Oh. Said full send, and then I just pared down the volume today. Oh, training?
Oh, with the yeah. Bunch of people on here, but here's another question.
Is there anything that really surprised you, health or mentally wise, about being pregnant that you've learned to manage, which took new ingenuity, creativity, and had really helped achieve your goals? Honestly, I feel really bad for saying this, but I feel like this is the easiest pregnancy I've ever seen anyone go through. I feel like I've had it super, super easy, but I don't particularly think it's on accident. We really planned for this. I really took care of my body like the year or 2 leading up to us getting pregnant. And we planned it. So I just feel like I've taken care of my body, and now my body's taking care of this baby. And I don't say that to be mean to anyone who hasn't had something like a successful pregnancy, or they've just had it really hard, because sometimes those things just happen. But I feel like I've been really, really blessed with having such a smooth pregnancy that I really don't feel like there's been a lot of struggles. I think the biggest struggle maybe would be the days that I've been extra tired, and trying to choose whether I want to fight through it or go home and take a nap or whatever. Robert's been much more helpful, like around the house and things like that, because there has been times where I'm just like so whooped that I'm like, I just can't keep up with everything. So I think that would be the biggest thing, is I'm much more tired. But other than that, what do you think?
No, I mean, it's been pretty smooth. I mean, there was like a little bit first trimester where you felt nauseous, but
Yeah.
that was pretty short lived. Been a little tired here and there, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Too Crazy Keto said, "You're welcome. Glad it arrived safely. It did indeed. Thanks so much." Wesley says, "I'll tell you how I can handle physical job and training. 2 bricks a day."
That's awesome.
Hope you're doing well, Wesley. Brian says, "Do you two carb cycle? Are carbs ever important to your training?" We haven't had carbs for me in 7 years, for Crystal in 6 years, and I've never been stronger. Training always improves week after week. Yeah, I mean, no carb necessary, honestly.
Holla, Robert.
What's up, Brad?
Thanks so much for sharing your experience. Happy to share that. What was your scale? What was the scale you're using for checking macros?
The food scale? What is the food scale we use?
I don't know. Let me grab it. Is that what they're talking about?
The body scale we use is the Withings scale. There's several different Withings scales. It's one of, I think it was like $130, kind of expensive.
It's dirty. Sorry, it's dirty and has food on it. I'm actually not sure. It's OXO. This is the food scale we use.
Yeah.
It's www.oxo.com. That's what we use when we are measuring our food. And then I use My Macros Plus for tracking my macros.
Yeah. My Macros Plus.
I'm running low on creatine. Anyone in particular you guys recommend? Usually bulk supplements.
I've been buying mine from First Form's creatine monohydrate. It's a little bit more expensive than bulk supplements, but it absorbs really easily and dissolves, and I don't like the grittiness. I don't like the grittiness that comes with a lot of cheaper creatine, so I've been getting mine from First Form. Cindy says, "Lost 83 pounds, but looking to lose maybe 30 more, but want to put on a lot of muscle as well. Do you still offer coaching on 45, 5'3", 177 pounds?" Yes.
Well, first of all, congratulations on your 83 pounds.
Lost all her weight on keto.
Amazing.
That's awesome. Congrats for sure. Yes, we both do coaching. I don't know if you've been dieting down that whole time, but if so, I would definitely recommend spending some time in the caloric surplus to build some muscle, and then transitioning into a deficit to lose those last 30 pounds. But yeah, either Crystal or I'd be happy to work with you.
Y'all go off net carbs or total carbs? If so, how many? Less than 50, 20. So
total carbs for sure.
Yeah, we do total carbs. We're under the belief that if you are ingesting it, your body has to respond to it. One way or another, your body has to respond to it and decide what to do with it. No matter what you're putting in your body, fat, proteins, carbs, etc., you're also going to have some sort of glucose response to it. So in my mind, there are no free calories and no free foods. So always counting total, because it just doesn't make sense to count net. You're trying to give yourself free food when you really shouldn't get it. But we also both try to aim for about 20 grams of carbs, 20 grams of total carbs daily or less.
I had a dream that I was babysitting Rigel and I was getting coaching by Crystal in return. Was bummed it was a dream.
That's funny.
Cindy says, "Where do I sign up?" KetoSavage.com for mine, LadySavage.com for Crystal. And Crystal, you're still having a promotion. It goes to the end of this month.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So the end of this month, it's 25% off for using the code Lady Savage Gift.
Lady Savage Gift, 25% off all coaching packages.
I'm rooting for a brick with no nuts or seeds, nothing fermented, no dairy. What do you think?
We got several other flavors in the works. It just takes a long time. Like it doesn't.
It does.
I mean, all of our suppliers have like an 8 to 12 week lead time, so nothing happens immediately, unfortunately.
We have had some people actually definitely say, nuts and without nuts and seeds and things like that. So it's definitely something that we're
I can tell you that the next one will not have nuts or seeds in it, though. Boom, boom, boom. Good advice in regard to eating more. I cut back on intermittent fasting, hoping to build more muscle while staying with a ketogenic diet. Before keto, I was doing the 6 small meals a day, which many bodybuilders promote, but it only seemed to cause me to carry unwanted belly fat. I am trusting that eating more with the ketogenic diet will not have that effect. Yeah, this is kind of strange. I mean, you can gain weight on any diet, you can gain fat on any diet. Like, there's no diet that makes that not the case. However, I have definitely noticed that with a ketogenic approach, while in a caloric surplus, I don't put on near as much fat near as easily. And that's been true across the board for me and all the different types of diets that I've done. So I think you'll find the same to be true. Dr. Michael Eads regrets being the first person to promote the concept of net carbs. Yeah. Too Crazy Ketos. Highly recommend the Deeper State Keto program too. That's a good one. I will vouch for that one for sure.
Yeah.
Can you guys do a video on actually weighing out your food when you have your macros? We do have a bunch of videos on that, I think. Maybe not specifically weighing out, but like calculating macros, what foods we use to hit those macros. We always weigh food raw and then try and consume any of the drippings that come out of it.
I also did do a video a while back on like how I hit my macros. And I think that video has been pretty helpful for several people. And I just showed you like the macros that I was trying to hit for the day, how I go about hitting those, not specifically weighing them. But we do weigh all of our food raw, and then and we'll use our food scale for that.
The new flavor is amazing. It's topped chocolate peanut butter cup. Only thing better is butter maple pecan.
All right.
This macadamia madness to me is much richer than the other flavors. Like the other flavors, I can down a whole brick, no problem. And I can with this one too, but it's definitely a richer taste. So I can see myself partitioning this one in halves much more regularly.
Any tips for carnivore? Any way I can eat keto bricks on carnivore?
It just depends how strict you want to be with carnivore. Like some people are die hard, like I'm not going to eat anything except steak, water, and salt. And you can be like that, or you can be a little bit more fast and loose. And I mean, you got to ask yourself, why are you doing carnivore? Like if you don't have any sensitivities to any of the stuff that's in the bricks, then there's no reason not to have the bricks. We've
done a lot of like meat and bricks. We even like did a hashtag like meat and bricks and things like that. So a lot of people do enjoy doing that, and it allows you to get in a little bit of extra fat when you're doing carnivore, which is completely up to you on what you decide you want to do with your nutrition. But definitely some people definitely do say like, I'm carnivore with bricks.
Yeah. Can't wait for my macadamia madness to get here. Let us know what you think for sure.
In order to keep carbs under 20, do you limit not starchy vegetables, or do you give yourself more leeway with those? So we don't eat starchy vegetables, and we don't eat a ton of vegetables in the first place. We might have like a dinner meal or something with broccoli or mashed cauliflower or Brussels sprouts or something like that. But usually like our servings of vegetables is just a small serving of vegetables. Neither one of us really thrive on a lot of veggies. I enjoy the way that they taste, but I think it causes probably more GI distress if we eat too much. But I usually get in most of my carbs from like my yogurt. So there's some from like heavy cream, some from eggs. Where else do we get? The keto brick has a few grams of carbs.
Pretty much it, honestly.
Yeah, that's really it. And then we'll like every once in a while we'll like yesterday I made chili, not yesterday, whatever. Monday I made chili, and that has some Rouse tomato sauce in it, so that's gonna have some carbs in it. Things like that. So we don't try to like go crazy with the vegetables, just because neither one of us really do well with a ton of vegetables in the first place.
Where does one find Deeper State Keto? DeeperStateKeto.com. It's a 90-day course. I agree, Deeper State Keto is a great program.
Awesome.
Real quick, while we're talking about Deeper State Keto, the examples in Deeper State Keto, like I just went through the whole course and kind of went through and made sure everything is all up to date and functioning properly. It's all still super solid and relevant. What I did in a lot of those example videos is I did the exact like the lower end of the spectrum, so like to kind of give people a visual as to like how low you could reasonably go. That is not to say everybody should go that low. So I want to clarify that. That does not mean everybody should go that low on their calories or that low on their protein or any of that. So I basically just did that as an example. I just want to relay that message, make it clear.
I was slightly addicted to the maple or the butter maple pecan bricks. That's funny. Do you eat tomatoes? We don't eat like plain
Occasionally,
tomatoes.
I like tomatoes. I love tomatoes.
Yeah, but we do have tomatoes in our diet. Like I was saying, like we have the Rouse tomato sauce, or we'll have salsa on our tacos, or we might have like some of those like little tomatoes on a salad, but we'll only have like 3 of them cut in half. So we don't go crazy with tomatoes, but we do have them every once in a while, like in the sauces, salsa, and then maybe some on like even with mozzarella cheese and like oil on top.
Yeah, like caprese salad.
Mm-hmm. But we definitely don't like keep it out. Some people are like, no carrots, no tomatoes, no this, no that. I enjoy
messaged
tomatoes.
Crystal the other day, and they were like, I don't remember their name, something like keto
Doesn't matter.
police or something. I'm not sure, but they were basically like, look, if you eat onions, you're not keto. If you eat X, Y, or Z, you're not keto. And I was just like, wow, kind of crazy. People are crazy.
Yeah, they told me to go do my research.
Yeah.
And I just kind of laughed because it was ridiculous.
I'm slightly addicted to rainbow tomatoes. I love those little cherry tomatoes, little bitty tiny ones.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
Should they call cherry tomatoes or like grape tomatoes or whatever?
Little bitty ones.
They're really good.
All right, what are we talking about for next week? We have a topic for next week?
We don't have a topic for next week.
I got some new equipment in today for the Live Savage apparel. That's pretty exciting. I got to get it wired. I got to get it up and running, but I got new equipment for the Live Savage apparel t-shirt production. So get ready for that. Hopefully we'll be doing a new launch sometime in the next month or two. All right, y'all. Well, we're going to call it a day on the live at 5. Got some more client work to do still. So I will see y'all next time. Crystal will see y'all next time. Rigel will see y'all next time. Take care. Toodaloo. Ta-ta for now.
Oh, ta-ta for now.
All right. Love y'all.